Alright, hello everybody. Heading into week number 2 of the Swedish Brood War Initiative's Nation Wars. Alright, let's see who we have here. In the top right is NeMu. As the Terran player. And in the bottom right is trutaCz. He is the red Zerg player. He is at 5. NeMu is at 2. And POW. Get it alright? Did I get it alright? Alright, we're good. Alright. So, I should add I'll add a little EE here, and a little PL here. Great. Alright, get into this first cast now. This match was not played with all the other matches. It was played early. So this happened a couple of days ago. Most of the games I will be casting... Wow. Was that just me? Or was there some slowdown on my StarCraft? For unknown reasons. Not that you all would tell, you would all just think it was lag. It looks like StarCraft having a little bit of an issue today. Hopefully that's not that serious. Hopefully my computer, that really isn't very old, can manage to run StarCraft. It's kind of embarrassing. Alright. Anyway, so, TVZ. We have trutaCz, who is very skilled Zerg, quite possibly the best player Poland has, and he is very good at TVZ. Mostly because his opponents have a lot of trouble holding off early Ling attacks. Does not look like that trutaCz is going to be going for that this game, though. He has already thrown down his 12 hatch, and is now throwing down his pool. Man, that, No, it's not that. I was thinking maybe I just had it on a lower speed for whatever reason, but the next speed up is certainly too fast. I don't even know. Maybe I'll try resetting StarCraft? Between the games? Anyway, completely distracted by this now. So, trutaCz isn't going to be going for Ling aggression. A little bit surprising, and it's something that obviously works out very well against Terran opponents. NeMu isn't even putting up a wall. He is going fast 2 racks, though. So he would have had a pretty high Marine count to deal with it, but no SCV block at the front. Would have been an interesting micro battle to see if NeMu could have survived long enough to eventually overwhelm. Why am I getting Skype messages from Technics? Sorry. Okay. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, with the new overlay program, I have to show you my tabs. So, before I could do that a little bit more sneakily, and you wouldn't have noticed necessarily. There would have been a really awkward pause in my speech that would have tipped you off, but you wouldn't have actually seen me open up the tabs. Oh well. Maybe I'll put my StarCraft in a different location on my screen. That won't be an issue. Things to consider. I'm still getting used to this new overlay. Anyway, trutaCz, doing some good damage with his Lings already. Really stemming off NeMu's first attack here. I mean, he put his barracks over here so that he could hide the initial count of Marines, so an Overlord would not see. But then, not managing to get anything with it, and now he's still having to deal with Lings coming in here. They've already picked off a good number of Marines, and now picking off some SCVs. Alright. Actually, I used to be able to cheat, and I could see, even though this was covered up for all of you, I could actually see how long the replay was. So I could make a judgment call of if there's no progress in the replay bar, it's a long replay, and I could just restart now. But I don't even know. I don't even know if it's a long or a short replay. And Technics is still trying to talk to me. I was the ref for today's Clan League, so I kind of have to take care of this a little bit. A little bit. Okay. He's submitting his 2v2 lineup, which isn't terribly important. The 2v2 itself is important, but it's not like you counter pick in the 2v2. There's not that much of a depth of 2v2 players. You just pick your two best guys and go. This is Eastern Europe's debut in the Nation Wars. Most of the other teams made their debut last week, but Eastern Europe had to postpone their first matchup. So this is their first chance to show us what they're capable of. Meanwhile, Poland had a rather disappointing display week 1. I was actually really surprised. They were favorites by many. I obviously thought they were very strong as well, but Russia just put on a dominating performance there. And all right. Repositioning the barracks, I guess. All right. I thought for a second, I thought he was lifting off his barracks and floating them out for scouts for ridiculously early mech transition or something ridiculous like that. But no, he just doesn't like having barracks back here. You want to put he just wants to put his barracks here. So on the one hand, you can get Marines to the front just a little bit faster, and on a second hand, he can put all of his barracks here. He doesn't have some up here and some down there, but here comes a little bit more of a run by from trutaCz, getting all the Lings in, and oh boy, coming in from the front as well. A lot of the Marines are distracted and out of position, which means trutaCz is going to get a great angle here, and now running into the base. He's already killed off enough Marines to make it worth it. He did not attack with a whole lot of Lings here, but he is doing absolutely great damage. And now, how many SCVs is he going to be able to pick off? How many more of these Marines is he going to be able to pick off? Or is he just going to be annoying and try to run around like this, forcing out a stim? And oh boy, he is just going to be annoying. This is now the second time this attack he is purposely drawing the Marines out of position, and it is working out great for him. trutaCz proving that he can still win with just Lings, even after going 12 hatch. Because his Lings are just that damn good. It was a great pull to get the Marines out of position, and he did great damage to the SCVs. Some of them should be transferring back, yeah. He didn't kill all of them, they transferred away, but the few he killed, plus the transfer time, the Lings just cost so little it doesn't matter. And now Mutalisks are out, and I see turrets under construction. I see a couple turrets under construction, but really not that many. And despite NeMu going for 2 racks very early, he does not have a very high Marine count at all. NeMu doesn't want to be building turrets right now. Based on how much he sacrificed to get those racks out, in terms of economy, he just shouldn't need to sacrifice the economy for turrets now. It should be a time where he gets to recoup a little bit of it, but instead he's going to be forced to build turrets, and I don't know if this is going to be enough turrets. Just 2? Just 2 here? 2 here? Oh, and the Mutalisk taken off. I'm pretty sure that was a supply depot. Alright. So, 3 turrets here. The turrets are in a pretty strong position. They don't quite cover the SCVs all the way, but they're going to do a good enough job that trutaCz doesn't want to just attack the SCVs. It won't be hit by all 3 turrets, but he should be hit by 1 or 2, depending on the angle. And those are so deep in that it is hard for the Muses to get in. Great position for the turrets, assuming that they're not mannering the SCVs too much. Now moving in, there are no turrets around the Raxes, so that should be a point of focus for trutaCz whenever he darts in here. Wants to be able to pick off straggler Marines, wants to keep those Marine numbers low. They are relatively low for the opening, but starting to work up now with 3 Raxes done. Factory coming up, trutaCz has a lot of time before really science vessels come out, so it's not as if the Mutalisks... It's not as if he has to use the Mutalisks now, or they're just going to be useless in a little bit. He can choose to be patient right now. Oh, that's going to be the first Mutalisk loss. Not a huge issue. Not a huge issue, but a little bit careless to fly over the bunker a couple times now. Not really getting a whole lot. Again, trading another Mutalisk for now 2 Marines. Not entirely worth it. Did the Hydralisk Den and Lurker upgrade, along with this third base for trutaCz. trutaCz going for a little bit of a closer third base, which I'm kind of surprised by. I guess usually when you go for a third base, you can still cover it with the Lurkers. But trutaCz has picked a base that has 2 entrances in it, so it makes it a little bit harder to defend with just Lurkers. At the same time, if he does block the ramp with Lurkers, then that will cover the backside, and he only needs to put him at the top of 1 ramp. That should be good. Alright, coming in again. There are two SCVs idle here. Might be picked off by the Mutalisks. Apparently one of them's trying to escape, getting hit by the Mutalisk and using the AI script to run away. Probably he'll notice that eventually. In fact, actually, sending out 2 SCVs just looking for the Expo, I bet. And that's not the Expo place you would initially assume that the third player would go for, so it might take him a little while to find that. And now, Marines and Medics are moving out. I wonder how much scan he has. Normally it's a scan that's going to find the Expo. But he is doing a good job of using it up. Just barely has 1, and will soon have a second. And he is going to need to use them on the Lurkers. I saw another scan go down. If he wants to try to engage the Lurkers, which may not be the best idea, but he just won't have the option at all if he keeps using the scan as liberally as he is. Do have tied up supply, which is definitely an advantage for our Zerg player. Getting +1 armor, getting a couple tanks out. And trutaCz. Is this a backstab or is this a surround? This is going to be a backstab. He is ignoring this M&M force, completely confident in his Lurkers, and them being able to hold off the Marines that they decide to move in. And now, going to come in, attack these reinforcements, going to do some good damage here. But it does tip off. NeMu. NeMu's going to have to come back. But placing the Lurkers in the correct position means that this isn't going to be a huge issue. No, he's not even going to bother with that. Just going to go in, do as much damage as possible before the Marines get back here. And even with this aggressive position, the Lurkers still might be strong enough that he doesn't need to worry about a pure M&M force coming up for the back. But NeMu has to go for it. He does not have a whole lot of options here. Moving in, a lot of the Lurkers are going down, and he has a science vessel finally out. A lot of SCVs going down. Oh, is it going to be enough? Not quite. It's not quite enough to take out the Lurkers. They unburrow. They're going to try to find a new spot. And that tank will be able to finish them off, but not before the Lurkers take out all the turrets and all the buildings and so many Marines. And oh boy, here come more Lurkers through the front. There is 1 tank. The tank can try to stay out of range, but is having trouble scooting back, trying to get away. It's going to barely survive. Tank and Science Vessel is a good combination to fight Lurkers, but I just don't think he can kill them fast enough. The Lurkers are just doing so much damage. Command Center is going to be going to need to be lifted rather soon here. Another tank goes down. He's not even producing anymore. And with Lurkers in the main, that is probably going to be the nail in the coffin here. It's not like he has an army out in the field. Doesn't have an ace in a hole somewhere we can try to force trutaCz into retreating. And yeah, the Lurkers will just pick off anything that decides to come out here. I don't think that there is anything that NeMu can do. All right. Yeah. Whatever that was. And congratulations to trutaCz. I really should switch. I'll switch the names around for the next time. Okay. So, it seemed like it kind of worked itself out. In terms of lag, it seems like it kind of turned, not lag, but slow down towards the end there. So I don't think I'm going to restart. Also, don't think I'm going to join a game. Alright, going in to set number 2. Alright, so these are best of 3s within a larger best of 7. So a lot of chances here for players to show their absolute best, for the teams to show their absolute best in a format it's a very long format, but it should get us a good showing of what these people are capable of. All right. Need to switch around the names of my overlay. Control X, Control V, Control X, Control V. And the Zerg is at 5, and the Terran is at 7. And use the... Oh, whoops. I put in the wrong one. My bad. Control X, Control V, and 5, and good. Alright. So yes. Still trutaCz versus NeMu. Oh, I do not have an extra... Boom. Slap that extra bracket on. Makes it look a little bit better. So NeMu's choosing Jade. I'm not going to see him pick a destination. Not going to see him pick a chain reaction. Just going to go with a rather standard map. So apparently he feels he can still play to trutaCz, which is a pretty tall order. I mean, trutaCz had a great game there, and he just really dictated exactly how he wanted that to go. And ooh, spawning pool. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. trutaCz with the overpool. What is NeMu going to do in response? Is he going to go for 2 racks again? Is he at least going to block the ramp earlier than he did last time? We do have a drone already coming out from trutaCz. It's going to go cross, apparently. So neither the drone or the Overlord will find the opponent's base. And yes, it will be another 2 racks from NeMu. So NeMu, with the heavy marine numbers early, certainly going to help out, but last time he was hiding the 2 racks, keeping the marines back and not putting up an SCV wall until rather late. If he does that again, oh, whoops, the ramp's on this side of the map. Not putting the wall up until rather late. If he does that again, he's gonna be in a lot of trouble. Alright. So, Lings are out. SCV has discovered the Lings. And... he was not doing anything about it. This is bad. NeMu, this is a bad idea. NeMu, you really don't wanna? Really don't feel like putting the wall? No? Alright. Well, he can't be doing fancy micro between the barracks and another building. Zerglings are smaller than Zealots. So... I don't know, he has a lot of Marines out. Maybe he doesn't need it. Maybe he can actually hold it off. It just feels risky knowing trutaCz's capabilities, but yeah, it looks like trutaCz is going to pull back. Alright. Gotta check my Skype once again. Alright, I don't have time to explain to him right now. Alright. Yeah, there were fun shenanigans with the Latin America team reffing. And I have to go and explain to game what's kind of going on at some point. But I can do that later. We have a cast to do right now. Huh, this isn't how the barracks were. Did he really just lift the barracks off from here and then put it over here? That's kind of funny. Alright. So, trutaCz is going to run around NeMu's forces, and NeMu's actually going to pull all of his marines back to deal with these Lings. Excuse me. And now 1 Ling to stay here and attack the SCV. It is going to be able to kill it off. I thought NeMu was going to send his marines up there, but no. That command center is going to be delayed, and most of the Lings are going into the base still picking up SCVs. He's already killed 3 SCVs, making these Lings more than worth it, and now going for more. and stopping this command center for however long. I mean, he's not sending another... There we go, another SCV finally going up now, but that hasn't been building for quite a while. For such an early command center. Or for the early command center. It's off of a 2-rack, so it's not as if it's Rex CC or anything, but... Alright, we have the Academy going down. Still making Marines. Now this game... Last game, trutaCz was able to do good damage with the Lings, and get a lot of Marine kills. Not just on SCVs. It was a combination of both. This game, though, I don't think he's killed a single Marine. So trutaCz is going to have to deal with a little bit different slate, where NeMu does have a very large Marine count before the first medics come. And yes, the first medics are just popping out now, but that's already like 4, 8, 12, 14? 14 Marines? Alright. So, finally speed for trutaCz. A very late speed. Actually getting it after the Spire. A little bit surprising from him. I assumed that speed would be coming out a little bit faster, but no. Just gonna really delay that. Should be waiting for it before he comes in next try with the Lings. And it looks like he's gonna be setting up the Lings in the perfect position for a backstab right up here. Can pop right in there as soon as he realizes that the Marines are out of position, and hopefully for him can force NeMu to pull back once again. One Zergling dying. trutaCz realizing the position of the Marines, realizing that they want to move out. Alright. So, we have some colonies up. He will be fine. Actually, with how severely NeMu... I'm gonna switch back and forth between NeMu and NeMu. I don't know which one's correct. Ooh. So perfect with the timing, he didn't even know! He had no vision of that! Yeah, what I was going to say, with how severely NeMu reacted last time with the pull, I wouldn't be surprised if trutaCz left the Sunken colonies unmorphed and left them as creep colonies until after this backstab attempt, because you know you're going to be buying yourself a little bit of extra time. And now he did make them all into Sunken colonies, but still, a great backstab effort, going to pull back these Marines. He does not have to worry about a bust attempt, and now the Marines are going to have to pull back yet again because there are Mutalisks in the base, and there is not a single turret. And they're not pulling back. Ooh, they're not pulling back. NeMu's tired. NeMu's tired of dealing with the counterattacks. He's just going to try to do damage and put pressure on trutaCz for the first time in this series. Meanwhile, trutaCz is just going to be devastating the mineral line. NeMu has a lot of guys, though. He might be able to just win this, setting down extra Sunken colonies, setting down an evolution chamber to tank up some shots, and NeMu is deciding against it. He doesn't know. He's got to pull back. He's got to go forward. He doesn't have enough Marines to do both. And really, at this point, his base, he's waited so long that it's already been devastated. There are enough turrets here to keep him out for a little while. If he pulls back, he's pulling back his Marines, so he might be able to save the natural. But the main without a single mining SCV, and there's not an excess of saturation in the natural. That's one base for Terran. And now the Mutalisk flying back. There is one turret up, should provide a little bit, but turrets do not do that much damage to Mutalisks when it's just a solitary one like that. Only 10 damage a shot. Really could be ignored by trutaCz if he wanted to, but now that the Marines are back, he is going to pull out. And oh man. Brutal, brutal stuff. The only thing that came out well for NeMu in that attack is he did force 7 Sunkens. Forcing 7 Sunkens is usually a pretty good thing, but it's not worth it for how many SCVs he lost. Alright. So, coming in again, attacking the natural, easily focusing down one of the turrets. The SCVs will be pulled, and, I mean, he manages to get one, and, ooh, the SCVs have come back. If he wants to, he can pick them off. A little bit hard for the Marines to be getting into the right position. Wow, just now getting that factory so late. Can we get a timing on the lurkers? Well, lurkers aren't that quick either. They have a little bit of time still to go. Oh, that sounded like a double stim. It might have been just two different control groups stimming. That's probably what it was. Killing his own SCV because the Marines are frustrated, and that's fine. That's fine. I'd be frustrated too if these mutalisks were picking apart my entire base. Oh, man. So, yeah. It's all down to the Marines for the protection. I guess NeMu is getting a good number of turrets up in the main, but really... Oh, wow. And he's... Is that a lifted... That has to be a lifted factory. He's lifting the factory, so if lurkers do come, trutaCz will have free reign to do whatever he wants. There's nothing NeMu can do to stop the lurkers. Oops. Accidentally sacrificing one mutalisk, but that's fine. How much longer until lurkers? Oh, there we go. There's some lurkers. I do think lurkers will be the final step in this. NeMu has just enough Marines that trutaCz can't really win with his mutalisks right now, but he decided not to make a tank. I don't even know if that's landed or not. I'm pretty sure it's landed now. Yeah, just adding on more Raxes instead of getting anything that can deal with the lurkers, and it's going to be too hard. It's just going to be too hard for that many Marines. He's not producing them at that fast of a rate after his economy's taken so much of a hit. Oh, wow! Man, so many of those mutalisks were at low level that NeMu was able to finish all of them off in one shot there. Only a couple of them remaining. Yeah, just two. So there go all the mutalisks. Where are the lurkers? There were some morphing up here. Did they move? Yeah. It looks like the lurkers are right now just defending his base. I'm surprised. trutaCz saw that there's no tech to deal with lurkers. I'm kind of surprised he didn't just go in with them, but instead playing it a little bit more passively for now. Excuse me. And are we going? Or are we defending? No, we're just going to defend the top of the ramp. Interesting. I really thought trutaCz was just going to go for the jugular there. But instead, getting Hive. Hive isn't necessarily bad. You can do cool things with Hive. Getting some Nidus Canal. Alright. So, do we see defilers? Well, we'll look for the defilers later. Right now we have, Marines. Interesting tactic by trutaCz not putting the lurkers at this ramp. It could be to defend this expo. Or it could just be that he's expecting NeMu to attack before science vessels. So if he puts them this far forward instead of at the ramp, he might be able to catch some Marines, unsuspectingly, which it looks like he did do. Might even be a combination of both. Wow, can NeMu afford to do this? Can he afford to go double starboard? Oh, first defiler's out. Excuse me. First defiler is out, and we'll, yeah, this is not good. Not good for Mr. NeMu. What are the upgrades looking like? For NeMu here, we have 1-1 with 2-2 on the way. Correct? Yes, 2-2 is on the way, but still it's quite a ways to go. trutaCz only has 0-1, though. There's nothing on the lurkers. I don't think there's anything on the lurkers. We haven't checked that yet. But no attack upgrades on the Lings. Getting the swarm down a little bit slow on that. Do those Lings not even have crack yet? Yeah. Those Lings don't have crack. How much longer until crack? That will... Or do they have crack? Now I can't tell. If he's forgetting crack, it's an obvious mistake. He might actually have it. Oh. Finding the last few Mutalisks, and gonna be finding this Overlord. Okay. So, dropship. Let's see, that's 1 Firebat, 1 Medic. Ooh, double dropship, and that's another Firebat. So 2 Firebats and 2 Medics, along with 12 Marines, and oh, that's not good. Uh-oh. 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 Alright, at least gets 1. At least gets 1. I thought he wasn't going to get that one for a second. So here we go, dropping in half of the attacking force. The Scourge are going to be moving out of position, and now we have an attack from NeMu at the front as well, hoping for a little bit of a diversion here, but he's completely not microing this, which means that the Lings under Swarm are going to be able to do some good stuff. Meanwhile, trutaCz is making an attack of his own. We have 3 simultaneous attacks going on here, and it looks like this is where trutaCz is focusing most of his attention, getting his stuff into position. Will has not cleaned up this attack yet, and over here, just nothing. NeMu not paying attention to this one either. I guess of the 3 attacks, that one is the one that is neglected by both players. But now NeMu is moving into trutaCz's base. He has a lot of lurkers burrowed, and that's going to be able to take out a lot of the infantry here. NeMu still has a good number of infantry at the front, and they're still doing damage with the Marines in the base. There we go, Swarm going down. That's going to be enough to kill them off if NeMu is paying attention. Now, what is he going to do to pick up the lurkers in his base? Forced to lift the command center. There goes the ComSat. He still does have these units. Don't know if he's ever going to get around to using them. You can't bust through the front. There's just too many Sunkens. I guess they can pick off Zerglings as they try to run by. But man, it's just so hard for Terran. Whenever you see lurkers in the main, it's almost always means it's game over. Because it's so hard to get them out. You waste so much doing it. And the Zerg is doing stuff behind that. It's not as if they're completely stationary. Alright. So, Lurker trying to move in, want to take out a lot of these SCVs here, but surprisingly, the Marines are able to do a pretty good job. The Lurkers have 3 armor, which means the SCVs only do 2 damage in attack. It's not going to be enough to finish it off, and this Lurker's going to be able to rack up a lot of kills here. No, the Marines come in yet again, and I'm surprised by how few Marines NeMu was able to use to take that out, but he still lost his natural. Floating command center there. Lost a lot of his SCVs. I don't know how he has 66 supply. Like, where is the 64 supply? Is it over here? Is that 64 supply? I don't even know. There are 2 lurkers here, though. So, once again, the Marines are going to have trouble doing anything. Oh, there goes the turret. Marines, well, man, that lack of an attack upgrade on the lurkers really just makes a difference once the Marines get armor. That's the difference between 2 shots and 3 shots is huge, and the Marines will survive. Will deny mining on this base, stimming forward. Ooh, thinking about going after that lurker, deciding against it. Trying to come in with the Lings. There are 2 medics here. Oh, there's 1 Marine. Will he be able to live? I don't think so. Did manage to get 11 kills. And now the Lings do have crack. I don't think trutaCz got crack. Like earlier, I think he forgot it. Man. And NeMu was just barely holding on. If there had been crack, it would have been a completely different story. Well, not a completely different story. It's not like NeMu's in a great position now, but probably would have been game over. Science vessel's moving in, thinking about a little bit of an eraser. Well, thinking about an eraser. Does manage to get 1 drone. Alright. So, trutaCz coming in with just a small force here. All the Lings are going to die immediately, and the Ultralisk has 4 armor. But with 2 attack Marines, it should be able to kill the Ultralisk. Well, not that many Ultralisks. 5 Ultralisks coming in now. Can NeMu handle this? Can he handle 5 Ultralisks with a Swarm? The Defiler doesn't have any Zerglings to consume. So in a little bit he'll have one more Swarm, and then he could start consuming the Ultralisks, I guess. Oh man, really? Really? Is this happening? Drone! Drone, you gotta get in there! You gotta get in there and kill the Marine for your Ultralisks! They are too fat and confused to figure out! Like, this Marine is actually going to save NeMu here. Because these Ultralisks could have killed everything by now, but no. But no, this Marine. Oh... Alright. Apparently trutaCz noticed that his Ultralisk just sat there staring at a Marine for about a minute. Oh no! The Marine! He ran out of his Ultra Bunker. His 4,000 health bunker. And after that Marine went down, NeMu's gonna GG. And trutaCz will go up 2-0 and take the first set for Poland. All right.